Hi everyone, welcome to BrickVault. This is Mike, and today I have for you the Ideas Flintstone set. Yabba dabba doo. That was cringe.
Really important.
Absolutely cringe. Good. The Flintstones is the Ideas set number 21316. It is the Ideas number 24 set, and the price in the US is $60. Right now in Canada you can get the set for $80. In Europe the price is €60. In the UK £55. Australia will have to pay $100 for the set in Australian dollars, and in Denmark there is a price of 549 Danish crowns. We have 748 pieces included, but you gotta be aware that this set does not look like it. Most of the pieces come from that chimney. Honestly, that thing is like 200 or something pieces, and if you look closely at the stone work or the masonry of the building, most of it is made using plates and smaller bricks to imitate that stone look, so that's where the piece count matters the most. We get the Flintstones car, as I call it, the Flintmobile, with the piece of a Bronto burger ribs or Bronto ribs. I think that's how they called it. Then we get a teal brick separator, which is awesome. I like to see that element, quite unique color, more often in these sets nowadays. And 4 minifigures of Fred, Wilma, Barney and Betty, plus built for the building, of course, their shack or just a small cottage that is actually much bigger inside when you look at the show. In the cartoon they have a lot of space in there, but from the outside it looks pretty small. And also the build for a small mailbox with the Flintstone print on it. Now I want to take a minute to look at the manual of the set. It's worth mentioning that Andrew Clark, the designer of the project for this set, is actually a veteran. He's the third person to have 2 successful funded and created LEGO Ideas projects to date. The first one he designed was the Doctor Who. I think that was set number 21304, if I remember. So joining JK Brickworks with the Maze and the pop-up book, and also Alatariel with the Big Bang Theory set and the Old Research Institute, he is the third person to have 2 Ideas projects that were actually turned into products. As usual per Ideas says, the manual has a few pages about the actual fun designer, Andrew Clark. Here he is. A few awesome questions, his favorite LEGO designers and the websites he visits. Also the award on the designers that worked on this set from the LEGO side, Ricardo Silva and Crystal Bam Fonten. And the rest of the pages is about Flintstones, some fun facts about the show, about this iconic cartoon. I really loved it as a childhood, so this is kind of a nostalgic comeback for me. And the rest of it is pretty much the same pages in different languages. I think there is French, and I think there is one in Spanish. So yeah, the Flintstones are here, and well, let's jump into the set, maybe take a look at the box at the same time. Inside the box you will find 6 bags. Of course I already opened it and built the set, but there were 6 bags inside. This is your typical Ideas box in a way that it does open up without damaging the box, so you can keep it as a storage box. And the cool thing about it is that the box is a bit bigger than your usual Ideas box, and by bigger I mean it's a bit deeper, so you can see it's more cubical, more storage provided, so I'm definitely keeping that box. It's very colorful. The back shows you some of the features of the set, of course, and some scene placed in the town of Bedrock, showing you the family or the 2 families of Flintstones and Rubbles just hanging around and having fun. Alright, the box is nice, I'm keeping it. Let's get into the set. Now, first off, I want to get into the minifigures. We get 4 characters: Fred Flintstone, Wilma Flintstone, Barney Rubble and Betty Rubble. And right off the bat there are 3 things I want to kind of point out about the minifigures that I did not like. First things first is that the faces, especially for Barney and Fred, are different, vastly different than the ones from the Andrews project. I like that he used in his custom minifigures version more cartoony faces that were very, very accurate to the ones from the show. In the LEGO version, however, we have faces that are missing nose outlines, so that those guys look a bit weird. Actually, they look more than just a regular LEGO minifigure with some bird imprints, but I like the fact that Andrew used those nose outlines to make them look actually exactly like they look in the cartoon. So that is something I was missing, and I didn't like that quite as much. Same for Wilma and Betty, they kind of miss their noses, but that's how just Lego minifigures go, I guess. I believe that Jack actually pointed this to me, that Lego possibly makes those minifigures in a way so they can be swappable with any character whatsoever, and people won't be confused or feeling that the character with Fred's or Barney's face is just out of place or another minifigure. I think that was the reason behind it, and that's a good justification, but it's something to point out. Another thing is that Barney is significantly shorter than Fred in the cartoon. And I don't know, just with the introduction of the Harry Potter 3/4 high bendable legs in the collectible minifigure series, those would be the perfect legs for Barney. Those were meant for teenagers and maybe young adults in the Harry Potter franchise, and they were something between a short-legged minifigure and a normal minifigure. I think Barney would benefit from those legs very much in this set, and the height difference between him and Fred would be just kept in a way it should be. So that is something I didn't like, that Fred and Barney are the same height, whereas it was possible entirely with the pieces available to make him just a bit shorter with the new legs. And the third thing is that all the minifigures have pupils. If you remember the cartoon as I remember it, I know that Barney and Wilma specifically had no pupils in their cartoon versions. They had just black dots for the eyes. Whereas Fred and Betty had actual eyes drawn out with pupils, and the white part, everything was there. So I would love for that to be accurate in the minifigures, so that, you know, the actual Barney and Betty wouldn't have, Barney and Wilma wouldn't have pupils, whereas Betty and Fred would have. And that was easily achievable in the minifigure print, but it's not there, so that's another point for them to look different than the show. Fred, of course, and everybody else are wearing their attire that is seen in the show, probably most of the episodes. The hair mold for him is, I think, a bit updated, so he's actually, this thing matches him very well. There is no face print on the back, there is a print for the torso on the back, however, so I think Fred is accurate, apart from that face that I just don't like. Wilma is also wearing her most of the times show attire, and the hair mold is actually very nice on her. She has the necklace, and also the print in the back is very simple, and there is a face expression that I actually like very much. She's like confused. Maybe that's when, you know, Fred is banging at the door, shouting Wilma in every intro of that show. I don't know. That face is much more fun than this one. Actually, I'm gonna switch it right now. Or maybe she's mad or something. But I like this expression, and it makes her character quite unique in this set. Barney, also a brown attire that he's wearing in the show most of the time. Single face expression with the smiling Barney. And I really miss that nose of him. He was a big nose guy in the show, so I wish that was a thing in the set, but it's not. The nose is just an outline of the bird and his eye areas, that's about it. And hair mold in blonde, that matches him pretty well, and I think, is that the same hair mold as Fred? I think they have the exact same hair molds, except for the color, so another thing to notice here. And Betty, kind of the most reasonable, I think, character in the show. She was always the reasonable voice if they were like planning some really crazy stuff to make in the episodes. Also great attire in her blue classic outfit with a single rock necklace, and also the hair mold. I think I saw that hair mold before. I think on the Black Widow, maybe? Yeah, it's in black, and there is also the print on the back. I think she does have a second face expression, let's check it out. Oh, is she singing? Maybe. So yeah, the girls have great expressions in this set. Wilma and Betty, the alternate expressions are just my favorite. And yes, I am on the same bandwagon here, answering the question why there is no Dino in this set. I mean, why? Such an iconic dog. There is a print inside, you will see why he's not here. But I really was looking forward to have him in the set. He was not included in the project from Andrew as well, so he didn't consider having him, but with that crew of characters from the Flintstones, I think Dino and Pebbles, the Flintstones child, and Bam Bam, the Rubble's child, and even the Great Gazoo, the space guy that was helping Fred along, I think they could have been included. Looking at these sets like the Big Bang Theory with a bunch of minifigures, I think they could have easily made the whole pack of characters here in this one, unless they're planning another one, hopefully, but I guess not, because just on a singular idea set. We never know. Ghostbusters was a theme that received more sets after the initial idea set, so who knows. But I really wished this set was like, I don't know, $10 more and had additional characters in it, because they could have easily included everybody in a single go, which they didn't, and that's a big bummer for me. And also a quick commentary on what's missing compared to the project from Andrew Clark. First of all, the Flintmobile, the car, I'm gonna get into this guy in a second, was having some sort of a driveway, and also there was a Bedrock Population 2500 sign that is iconic to the show and shown in every single intro, I think, of the cartoon. So I missed that. I hoped for this to be there. Other than that, I think it's not, going away from the original project that much in terms of the included elements. Two things missing, and not a big deal actually for me. Maybe that Bedrock sign, but I think it's okay without it. Okay, taking a look at that car. Let me just move this thing out of the way. I liked it, surprisingly enough. This is one of those builds that when I see it on the box, I was like, whatever. But actually when I build it, I feel that it's simple enough and complex enough to be considered a good build. That thing on the side, of course, is that Bronto rib tray that Fred is ordering in the intro of the show many times, I think, or at the end. I don't remember. Oh my god, it was so many years since I watched an episode of Flintstones. But yeah, this thing is removable, so there is that purple tray that he's receiving from the drive-in. And the car itself is, of course, has the rolls that are seen in the show. The thing I'm missing, however, is it should have a hole for the feet, right? It's feet-powered car. I mean, come on. Why didn't they do it? Okay, I get it, because the minifigures wouldn't really reach the ground with that in any sort of way. So I get it, but I just, inaccuracy I have to point out in this set. Overall, the great decision was to include a special cloth for the rooftop. The rooftop in the project was actually BrickVault, so I think there's a better decision and it looks better, more accurate to the show, so I like this one. And this is a very, very furry, very soft cloth. Anyhow, it seats 4 of the characters, all of the characters comfortably. Let me just get them in. There you go. And I really like the fact that it's quite easy to retract that rooftop, get everybody inside and just close it off, and then they can go to the movies. And now let's take a look at the house, their cottage, their cabin in the Stone Age real close. Let's just get this thing out of the way. And the first impression here is that I love the front look. Honestly, guys, this set is 748 pieces, right? And most of these pieces, as I mentioned before, come from the way the front and the chimney on the side looks. So I like the fact that they did not use mostly big bricks and the gaps between bricks, just make this masonry, this stone, more natural, more real. There's a bunch of like 1x1s, 1x2s in there. There's a bunch of slopes and cheese pieces to create the irregular windows. So I like this. I like this decision, and people just keep questioning, why is this set has almost 800 pieces? That's why, because there's a lot to that stonework and the design is great for that. So I do appreciate it a lot. Let me just show you that chimney on the side. This thing alone, this construction here alone with all the tiles and the bricks on the side pieces inside comes at about 200 pieces alone. This construction here, so you can take that off. It's like the same deal like with the ship in a bottle, when like the ship was like that many pieces and like 200 were just 1x1 water studs to fill up the bottle, right? We have those Lego Movie 2 petals in purple that came out first time in the movie sets from that alien planet, so they work great for those plants in the front of the house. There's some cobblestone around the house, just here and there, very subtle design. Those more petals in green to imitate some foliage, drapes from the tiger's skin, tiger's fur. I think those are 1x3s, 1x3 tiles that are printed. So yes, another idea set as idea sets go, with no stickers whatsoever. To the side we have a very good build for the coconut palm. I like that they used those leaves in that quite unusual light green color. You don't see that color every day nowadays in Lego sets, right? So this is quite unique to have, great color, and the nougat color minifigure head with no prints imitates the coconuts on the palm, plus the whole thing is held by this candelabra piece in tan. That is a 4-way with 3 leaves, making a great build for that palm that is visible on the side of the house. There is also the accessory in form of the mailbox I mentioned before. This one comes with a piece of letter and the print for the Flintstone family. Great print on that 1x4 bow piece. And the only thing I do not like about the mailbox is that it's a separate build. I wish the house had some more of a front area, maybe a path leading to the door, some additional like plate here or something, just going a bit more forward, maybe add 3-4 bricks, even 10 bricks to add a plate and a small cobblestone pathway with the place to actually connect that separate mailbox somewhere in the build. That is something I did not like, something I just wish was connected to the whole thing. All right, flipping everything to look in the inside to show you everything. So first off, the roof comes off very easily. It's not studded in, it's just like it resides. It's very heavy for what it is. It's a great build, actually very cool side building technique for that shape in the front. I liked it a lot. The big elements for the roof pieces work great here, and it's overall a very satisfying build. Feels heavy, feels like a piece of stone, honestly, just like the house is built out of stone. Nothing's gonna break off. And with that roof out, we have some light inside the house. We can take a look what's happening here, and there is plenty of stuff. First of all, you see the function that allows you to open up the house. I mean, the whole back is open, there is no wall, but you can even so expand the play area by moving those hinges, and there you have a nice little space to get some role playing, play some scenes from the favorite episodes of Flintstones, and so on and so on. All right, taking a look from the main area, the living room, there's a print for that mammoth painting, the cave painting, if I may, on the wall that I think is actually seen in the show's frames when you look closely. The back of the drapers, you can see how they are built. There's a lightsaber 1x3 piece with the just snappers holding those drapes. I keep saying drapes. The door is actually very nicely built. It's actually connected by just one connector here, and it's easy to move, also easy to remove if you need to, but it's easy to move and opens up fully, so that's really nice. It's just that bar umbrella piece holding it together. Then we have the Easter egg that I was mentioning before. Let me just zoom in and maybe actually let's remove that TV from its stand. So the Easter egg is that Dino is reported missing on the news. I remember that episode. I was a kid when I watched it, but Dino ran away and I had the news coverage of trying to find the beloved Dino dog. So this is why possibly he's not in the set. Very clever Lego, nice try to get away from the outrage that Dino is not here, but he's missing, so he cannot be here, right? So they bought themselves out of that one. Then we have the Unikitty base, Unikitty minifigure collection base, that cloud thingy that came out in the Unikitty collectible minifigure series, as a ivory, I think, coffee table. And then there's a bowl with cherries in green and red, so that's a nice touch there. This piece actually works great for that table. I highly appreciate choosing that piece, is great use there. And then that's pretty much it for the main room. There is no space for anything else there. Now, on those moving pieces to the right, we have their telephone. I think that's the telephone that you see Wilma chatting to Betty a lot of the times in the show. They used the croissant piece in white, and there is the numeric pad to it. Very nice, simple build and nothing else to it. Some tiles on the floor showing the stone going through some sort of... Did they have it on a carpet? I don't know. By the way, how did phones and TVs work in the Stone Age? Please explain. Please explain. I know it's a cartoon, but please explain. Anyway, on the left side, we have the last element that pretty much connects to the set. This is the box of bowling stuff. So, you know, Barney and Fred are massive bowling fans. So we have the ball in form of a black round brick and the 3 brick build, how do you call those in the things you strike in bowling? Please let me know. I'm not a native speaker, so I don't remember. Anyhow, that's it. And there's the lamp, which is actually a great build. It comes through with that umbrella piece and definitely works with that cone together to create a good shape for the lamp that is close to the couch when the whole set is closed. All right, and I think that's gonna be it for that set and for the interior. What do you guys think about this set? I think it's better built than it looks on the box. Honestly, I wasn't, to be honest, excited too much about this set. I'm a big Flintstones fan. It was all my childhood. Everything was Flintstones. And yet I wasn't really waiting for this set. I was actually surprised it came out that early, so I just grabbed it and built it today. But when I built it, I did develop some sort of a fondness towards this set. I think it's just cute and very well designed in many ways, with some flaws. I'm not trying to hide the flaws, like the faces of the minifigures or the lack of Dino and Pebbles and Bam Bam and many characters they could have included for a slight maybe change in price. But overall, I think that they captured that pre-manufactured stone home of the iconic family quite well. The shape is great, especially that curve with the rooftop and the way the rooftop goes off and the way they build the stonework for the front wall and the curves that work on the side of the build, making it a bit round and so on and so on. I think some great decisions went into it and I do appreciate it a lot. So once I built it, I did develop a sort of a fondness towards this set, and I'm happy to have it and I'm happy to put it on display whenever I can, because I think it's something that people will like and something that I would not ever break down because it just looks so cool. Hopefully Lego follows with the punch and makes another set, makes maybe a small line of Flintstones at some point like they did with the Ghostbusters. I really hope for them to include Dino and all the other characters. I mean, come on, they have to be at some point. Lego, with all their molding techniques right now, they can make any shape they want, so making Dino should not be a big of a problem. Anyhow, that's gonna be it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, the comment section is open below if you wanna let me know what you think about this set. That might have been a bit longer review than I expected, but I really did want to dig into this set and give you a good impression on if it's good value, what it is. I think overall it's a good value for an idea set, and anybody who is a Flintstones fan and should want to pick it up will not be disappointed. Thank you so much for watching again. As always, you can leave a like below if you enjoyed our review and our videos, subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell button to get notified for the videos that we make. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was Mike, and I'll see you next time on BrickVault. Hey, thanks for watching this video. As always, you can leave a like and subscribe. And also, if you want to support our channel, you can head over to our web store at www.brickvault.toys. You can find awesome models there. All these guys that I have on the table are available in the forms of instructions and parts lists. Every purchase you make supports our channel and also the designers that are working with us on those amazing models. So consider doing that. Thanks so much. And it was Mike. I'll see you again on BrickVault.